Everybody, check. Check. Oh my god.
It's almost time to rally in the valley. But first, it's the Matsu Miners pregame show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into Herman Brothers Field for the first game of this doubleheader tonight between the Matsu Miners and the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock, and the Miners traveled to Anchorage yesterday to face the same Glacier Pilots team, and it was kind of a rough going for the Miners as they fell 3-2. There was not a rally from the Valley at Mulcahy Field, and pitching was pretty solid for Sevi Romo. Starter pitcher for the Miners went 4 2/3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 strikeouts, walked 3, and gave up 3 runs. And then we got to see Matt Decker, who was our player of the game, and not Stanford's Matt Decker. His incarnate word, Matt Decker, new addition to the Miners roster, and didn't give up any runs, only gave up 1 hit, and was just really, really strong on the mound, and I think is a great addition to the Miners pitching staff, especially since he's a left-hander.
Yeah, I agree. That's a big gain for the Miners. You always need a lefty in your lineup, and he had a shaky first outing, but was so much better in that second outing yesterday against the Pilots, as you said, 2 2/3 with just the 1 hit. He was really just spot on. It seemed like he could do no wrong.
Yep, and on the mound tonight is another kind of new addition to the Miners roster. Came in, I guess, a week ago, a week and a couple days ago. John Reed. He has appeared in 3 games, pitching 1 inning each. So through 3 innings pitched, has given up 5 hits, 6 runs. All of those were earned. Was walked 1, struck out 4 with an ERA of 18. And I think that Coach Ben Taylor's kind of looking to find that, fill that last starting pitcher position. We've seen the starters do very strong on the mound later recently. This past week have been very strong. I think he's looking to find that last starter to get in there and get in that rotation.
Yeah, Sevi Romo, we got to see him yesterday, and really he was pretty solid, 4 2/3, and the only reason he came out was because of that pitch count. He was at 93, and for a guy who's usually a reliever, this is his first start. 93 is a lot to ask for him, but he certainly gave it his all. 4 2/3, 6 hits, 3 runs, 2 of them earned, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. I really thought he was very good. I really do, and I think Ben Taylor, if he needs to, along with pitching coach Brad Baker, if they need to, if the time comes where they need it, they could rely on him maybe last minute. Hey, Sevi, can you give us a start? It's like, sure.
Yeah, spot start.
Yeah, he knows. I think he was very comfortable out there, and he also faced a good Pilots team.
Definitely, and the Pilots hitting, they hit the Miners 7 times yesterday for 3 runs, and they were kind of sporadic scoring in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings. And the first run of the game came in the bottom of the 3rd, off a single of Justin Protasio, who is, again, leading off the batting order for the Pilots, and definitely a name to kind of keep in the back of your mind when it comes to this Pilots team, especially hitting. Tonight, he is coming in with an average of .313 with 4 RBIs and 2 doubles, playing shortstop. And then the Pilots scored again in the 4th off of Colin Thoreau, who was walked by Sevi Romo. Then again in the 5th, and that was a RBI double by Kevin Veers, and he batted in Chester Pack. And Chester Pack batting 2nd last night, Kevin Veers batting 3rd. Talked about this a little bit, I guess, in the post-game show, that those top 3 leadoff hitters for the Pilots are very, very good hitters. Protasio with .313, Wagner in that number 2 spot tonight. Still someone to look out for, hitting .167, and then Chester Pack batting 3rd, hitting .403 with 10 RBIs, 5 doubles, and 4 triples. And then Kevin Veers follows him up in the 4th spot, hitting .212, but has 2 home runs, 12 RBIs, and 5 doubles. So this Pilots team can hit, and they can hit for those extra bases, especially the top of the order. But I think that the Miners pitching staff, the original starters, I think they can definitely handle the Pilots. But it's going to be interesting to see how John Reed takes his first start here at Herman Brothers, and takes it against this very strong hitting Pilots team.
Yeah, you talk about the top of the order with Justin Protasio. He's definitely, I think he's just that. He's that leadoff hitter. There are different types of typical leadoff hitters. You've got sort of that quick guy who just slaps the ball, doesn't hit for power at all. He's your singles guy. Maybe can even stretch a single into a double. That is Protasio. He's 5'5", not a very big guy, so not a lot of power. But then you also have Cameron Frost at the top of the minors lineup, who's a little bit, well, I should say he's a lot bigger, 6'2", 185 pounds. He can do everything. He's sort of, I actually was talking to Ben Taylor about this morning, and I kind of compared him to just a right-handed Jacoby Ellsbury. He can hit for power at times. He can hit for contact. He's got speed, and he's a great defender in center field. So for you guys listening, if you know the type of player Jacoby Ellsbury is, just imagine a right-hander, and you got Cameron Frost.
I agree, definitely. And 4 things that started here. Herman Brothers running through the lineup for the Miners, leading off Cameron Frost out in center field in his usual leadoff position. Panachone follows Frost at the shortstop position. Then Cam Newell batting third, playing in right field. Josh Meyer batting fourth, doing the catching tonight for John Reed. Nick Senzel at second base, batting fifth. Batting sixth, Johnny Loker back in the lineup tonight after quite a few days off. He is the designated hitter. And then Brandon Smith follows him in the 7th spot in left field. Jordan Rogers batting 8th, playing at his usual spot at third base. And Hunter Simmons rounds the order out with batting 9th, playing at first base. And on the mound for the Miners, of course, John Reed. But on the mound for the Pilots is Chandler Blanchard. And he has pitched 1 game and pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run. It wasn't earned. 2 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. Has an ERA of 0. I think, this could be a very tough pitcher for the Miners to face, but they also haven't seen him. And Blanchard hasn't pitched since the 26th. It was about 4 or 5 days ago. And that was against the Chinooks. And the Chinooks cannot hitting, they're not the strongest team when it comes to hitting. So Blanchard might have a new challenge with the Miners with the very strong bats that the Miners have. But it's also another pitcher that the Miners haven't seen.
Yeah, Chandler Blanchard from Pepperdine, 6'4", 240 pounds. A big boy, just finished his freshman year. And, sometimes it's like when the bats go silent, the pitching heats up, or it's the other way around. Right now, this is not a matter, I think, of the bats cooling down. It's not that. It's just they face good pitching. And, of course, Ari Fouché was excellent last night. And then Tyler Payton was great for the Oilers in Game 2 of the doubleheader Sunday. So maybe these opponents are choosing a pitcher that they know that can just attack these Miners hitters, but the Miners have been doing very well in batting practice. I've been watching them very closely. They're working on that gap to gap, and then they're also just working on power. And I think it's just a time thing. It's a comfort thing, and you can't go through a season without experiencing some sort of slump. That's just not. It doesn't happen. I mean, it's just not normal. You're going to hit a slump at some point. And a two-game skid, I wouldn't call that a slump. I just wouldn't. If you start losing 4 or 5 in a row after winning 6 in a row, that's what you could call a little bit of a slump. But I think they're fine. It's just two opponents, 2 good opponents, and nature of the game.
Yep, and there's always tomorrow when it comes to baseball, and things are getting started. Some festivities down at Herman Brothers Field for this first game of the doubleheader. It is Napa Day. Is it Napa Day or Palmer City first?
No, I think City of Palmer is first,
and then it's Napa.
Yeah.
But this is a makeup game for a rainout that happened last week, so they're splitting the 2 games. The City of Palmer has 1 game, and Napa has the other as the sponsors today. But take you down to the field and bring you back when it's ready for the first pitch.
Starting tonight for the Metsu Miners, hailing out of Tumwater, Washington, the center fielder number 22, Cameron Frost. At shortstop from Peoria, Arizona, number 3, Paul Panachone. Right fielder tonight, number 14 from Roseburg, Oregon, Cam Newell.
He's our Rotary Exchange student.
Oh, cool.
And your catcher out of Mission Viejo, California, number 24, Josh Meyer. Second baseman from Knoxville, Tennessee, number 13, Nick Senzel.
Is Linda coming tonight? She gave them their seats.
No, Sabrina just said we could sit here.
Oh, oh.
And designated hitter from Burien, Washington, number 12, Johnny Loker.
Oh, that's how it comes in.
Hailing out of Irvine, California, your left fielder tonight, number 25, Brandon Smith. And third baseman from Arlington, Tennessee, number 7, Jordan Rogers. Hailing out of Mountain View, California, your first baseman, number 20, Hunter Simmons. Ladies and gentlemen, your starting pitcher tonight from Pomona, California, number 42, Mr. John Reed. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach for the Matsu Miners, please welcome Mr. Ben Taylor, his pitching coach, Mr. Brad Baker, and assistant coach, Sean Winston. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd ask you to please stand, remove your head cover, and join us in celebrating our freedom. Please welcome Sienna Best and Michaela King. Sienna is Palmer City Council member Richard Best's daughter and honorary team photographer.
Instead, there'll be someone else.
And before we start that National Guard, National Anthem, please welcome the Alaska Army National Guard Honor Guard to present the colors.
Oh, well,
Oh, that's what she was saying.
yeah, that's the one I called. I know, I look like kids.
Oh, the woman.
Yeah.
Oh,
And she's the rank. She's the
she's
sergeant.
a sergeant. Okay.
So that's what Sean has to command
What?
at that age.
Oh. Where's the music?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sienna Best and Michaela King presenting our National Anthem.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glares of all bursting air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Who saved us that star-spangled banner yet wave? For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
With championships in 2004, 2007, 2009, and 2010, the Miners are looking to bring a title back to the Matsu Valley.
This is the longest championship drought in 10 seasons.
8 former Miners selected in the 2014 MLB draft, and head coach Ben Taylor is back for another season of baseball in the Valley.
Here we go. Matsu Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network.
The low pitch swung on, lifted to center field. Charging is Frost. Frost makes a diving catch. What a play by the center fielder.
Sent out to deep right. Going back is James Navant at the wall. He will watch it go.
High fly ball down the third base side, going back for it. It's at the wall. Smith rounds first, heads to second, and it's in there standing for a leadoff double.
Here's the pitch. Swing, a high fly ball out to deep left. Back goes Adam Manser. It's gone! A grand slam, and the Miners walk off with the win. Johnny Loker, welcome to the Valley.
And now, the voice of the Miners, Austin Pollock and Emma Tiedemann on the call right now.
Good evening and welcome into Matsu Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. Tonight, the Miners take on the Anchorage Glacier Pilots in Game 1 of 2 7-inning games as part of a doubleheader. I'm Austin Pollock, Emma Tiedemann to my right. As always, we're ready to go. John Reed takes the hill for the Miners. Miners fell 3-2 to the Pilots yesterday at Mulcahyville in Anchorage. The Miners have dropped 2 straight. They also lost Game 2 of the doubleheader on Sunday against the Oilers. And they're trying to get back in this win column after dropping 2 straight. They still lead in the National League. A 1-game lead overall over these Anchorage Glacier Pilots. So this is these 2 games are actually pretty crucial. Let's bring in Emma. Emma, what do you think we need to see out of John Reed tonight, and really the Miners, maybe as a whole, to get back in that win column?
Well, I think from John Reed, I think we're going to need to see a lot of confidence. We've seen a lot of these starting pitchers have a rough start with their first start here in Alaska. And I think that might be a big factor here with John Reed on the mound, but also the rest of the field. You know, his infield had a lot of errors in the second game of the doubleheader 2 days ago, and I think that's going to be another issue. There was an error yesterday also in Anchorage at Mulcahy Field. So I think more so it's going to be this with the pitching and the fielding more so than the bats. That's where I'm looking instead of at the batting.
Leadoff man for the Pilots, Justin Protasio, making his way to the left-hander's batter's box against the lefty John Reed from Azusa Pacific. Protasio, 313, no home runs, 4 RBIs. Miners in the camouflage tops for Game 1. First pitch from Reed is slap foul left side, and we're underway. First pitch at 6:04. Remember, this is Game 1 of a doubleheader. Here comes the 0-1 from Reed. And there, a called strike, and Protasio quickly down 0-2. Protasio was 2 for 4 and scored a run in yesterday's game against the Miners. It's 5 for his last 8. 0-2 from Reed. Here it is. Line and caught at short by Paul Panaccione. He didn't have to move a step. 1 away.
Very good start by John Reed, and you know it kind of has to be a little bit of a confidence booster for that first out of the game. Pitch him 0-2 count, and then a line out to Panaccione. Good way to start for Reed.
Yeah, especially against a hitter like Protasio, checked in at 313. That kid can hit. Here's J.J. Wagner, the left fielder. 3 for 18 this summer. First pitch from Reed is in there for a strike. Wagner is 1 for 5 against the Miners this summer. Hasn't gotten a lot of playing time. Here comes the 0-1 from Reed. Breaking ball, a little high, ball 1, 1-1. Rogers at third, Paul Panaccione at short, Nick Senzel at second, Hunter Simmons at first, Brandon Smith in left, Cameron Frost in center, and Newell in right. 1-1, swing and a miss, 1-2.
Yeah, but we got more than 4
And Josh Meyer doing the catching for John Reed. 1-2. Outfield is straight away.
Wagner, a teammate of Vince Arobio.
1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Foul tipped into the mid of Meyer, and that's the first strikeout for John Reed. 2 away in the top of the first. I'll bring up Chester Pack, the center fielder. Checks in at 403. That's third in the ABL. No home runs, 10 RBIs. College teammate of Nick Blazer at Cal State Northridge. Batted second yesterday, moves down to third. First pitch is low and in, ball 1.
This is where we're supposed to be.
Well, we can move, and you guys can still stay here.
1-0. Here's the pitch. Little inside, 2-0.
Are you okay, John? Where you're at? I don't know what he wants with that.
2 outs. Base is empty. First 2 batters retired. 2-0. Little high, 3-0 on Pack.
This is where your mother sat.
Pack definitely one of the hottest hitters for the Pilots.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
3-0. Pitch in there for a called strike. Little bit of a late call by the home plate umpire. Game 1 is City of Palmer Day here at Herman Brothers Field. 3-1 to Pack. Outside ball 4. First base runner for the Pilots. First walk given up by John Reed. And a 2-out runner for Kevin Beers, the third baseman. Beers, 212, 2 home runs, and 12 RBIs. Pilots wearing the all blue tops with the white letters and numbering. Emma's checking to make sure I got my colors right.
Austin is learning his colors this summer, it seems like.
First pitch to Veers, up and in, ball 1. Overcast skies.
It is 61 degrees, but a little rainy kind of off.
Yeah.
It's been off and on all day.
1-0 to Veers, up and away, 2-0. A little bit of a drizzle as we were coming in at around 3:30. And then, of course, pretty much drizzle all during the pregame. Swing and a miss by Veers, 2-1. Chased a high fastball from John Reed. Lefty-lefty matchup. Runner at first. Chester Pack, he walked. 2-1 the count. Reed sets, kicks, delivers. Up and away, 3-1.
Veers from the Anaheim, California area was his high school's homecoming prince.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
3-1. Pitch fouled back just to our left. 3-2, a full count. John Reed got Protasio and Wagner, the first 2 hitters. Protasio lined out to short. Wagner struck out. And Pack's on first with a walk. 3-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second strikeout for John Reed. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. We head to the bottom of the first. No score on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Solid top of the first for John Reed. The Miners try to get him some run support early on. Cameron Frost, Paul Panichone, and Cam Newell against the right-hander Chandler Blanchard from Pepperdine. No record. 1 start, 1 appearance, 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts. That was on the 26th against the Chinooks. First pitch to Cameron Frost, swing and a miss.
Again, swinging at that first pitch. Kind of a change in style for Cameron Frost about the last week and a half or so.
0-1. Another called strike. Looked a little low, 0-2. Frost checks in at 346, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs. His 346 average is good for 8th in the ABL. 0-2. Little high, 1-2. A breaking ball from Blanchard. 1-2 on Frost, the center fielder from Washington State. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. First strikeout for Blanchard. 1 away in the bottom of the first. Cameron Frost, that's his 24th strikeout
And now up by the Matsu
this
Miners,
summer.
Short spot.
That's
stop
the most in
number
the
3,
ABL.
Paul Panachone.
Here's Paul Panachone, the shortstop from Grand Canyon. 324. No home runs, 11 RBIs. First pitch. Little upstairs and outside, 1-0. Panachone 0 for 4 yesterday, snapped a 4-game hitting streak. 1-0, slap to the right, foul. He's 3 for 18 against the Pilots. Defensive alignment for Anchorage. Veers at third, Justin Protasio at short, Alex Maloney at second, Trevor Podats at first. Panachone ground ball to the left side. That's the third baseman. Veers throws across the diamond to Trevor Podats. 2 away. J.J. Wagner in left field, Chester Pack in center, Nico Signs in right, and Nate Nolan doing the catching for
And now up
Chandler
by the Matsu
Blanchard.
Miners, right fielder number 14,
And here is Cam Newell, who is second in the Alaska Baseball League in hitting at 423. Andy Crowley of the Bucks, he's first. Newell 1 for 4 yesterday. First pitch, and the dirt gets away from the catcher, Nolan. Interesting stat about Newell, 52 at-bats entering tonight's game, 1 strikeout.
Very solid batter.
1-0, grounded foul over by the first base coaching box, Sean Winston.
Get around now.
1-1, 2 away. Blanchard hasn't had to throw a lot of pitches in this inning. Josh Meyer on deck.
Meyer the Miner.
Meyer the Miner. 1-1. In the dirt, 2-1. I think Josh Meyer may be one of the funniest guys on this team.
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
2-1, grounder to the right side. That's the second baseman, Alex Maloney. Throws to first. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Chandler Blanchard. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We're through 1. No score we hit of the second on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Top of the second here in Palmer, no score. Miners go down 1-2-3. John Reed takes the mound. Faced 4 batters in the first. Retired the first 2, walked Chester Pack, and then struck out Kevin Veers for the third out. 5, 6, and 7, Trevor Podratz, Nate Nolan, Nico Signs. First pitch to Podratz is very high, ball 1.
Podratz still hitless against the Miners.
0 for 18.
Swings at a lot of pitches.
But he does have a lot of power. 1-0, swing and a miss, 1-1.
Keep saying he has power, but we've never really seen it.
Well, if you
Except that one hit.
Right.
But it wasn't even a hit.
But if you
because
watch
he caught it.
if you watch batting practice, he hits a lot of home runs, but that is batting practice. 1-1. Foul tipped into the mid of Meyer. It's 1-2. John Reed already has 2 strikeouts. Center fielder Cameron Frost playing very deep. 390 to dead center here at Herman Brothers.
Podratz has been struck out 9 times by the Miners.
1-2, fouled off to the right. Still 1-2. Podratz from the University of Hawaii. So the 2 states not in the continental U.S., Hawaii and Alaska. 1-2, little high, 2-2. I can say I've been to both too.
I've been to both. Whenever I was flying into Anchorage, I was sitting near a person who was flying from Hawaii.
Oh, that's a long trip. 2-2, little upstairs, full count. Podratz thought about it just a little bit. Does not offer. Still 3-2. Reed kicks. Here's his pitch. Slap foul to the right side behind the Miners dugout. And if that foul ball does damage to your car, visit our friends at the locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts with locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. 3-2 to Podratz. Lifted out to deep right. Newell going back at the track in front of the wall. Makes the catch. There's that power.
But still hitless.
It's still hitless. 0 for 19. Brings up Nate Nolan. He is not hitless against the Miners. 4 for 10. 257, no home runs, 3 RBIs.
What do you say, Nate? Let's go. Let's get it going.
Nolan has 3 doubles against Miners pitchers.
First pitch from John Reed. Low, ball 1.
That statistic is wrong. He has no doubles. I read that. I read the line wrong.
That happens.
That happens. So he does not have any extra bases.
1-0 from Reed. Swing and a miss. 1-1. The Pilots have 5 catchers on their roster, including Podratz, who is a catcher at Hawaii but plays first base. Played first base last summer on the Cape as well. 1-1. On the outside corner, strike 2. 1-2.
Nolan, a freshman at St. Mary's College in California, hometown Reno, Nevada.
Been to Nevada once. It was very hot. So you know I didn't like it. 1-2. Called strike 3. That is strikeout number 3 for John Reed. 2 away in the second. Boy, Reed looked very solid early on.
I'm very impressed.
Number 3, Nico Signs.
Brings up Nico Signs. He's tied with Cam Newell for the lead in home runs with 4. First pitch, swing and a miss. 0-1. Signs 233, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs. Was hitless in 4 at-bats last night against the Miners. Reed working quickly. Here's his 0-1. Little bit low, 1-1.
Signs a teammate of Nate Nolan at St. Mary's College in California. Hometown is San Jose, California.
1-1 from Reed. Kicks, fires. Swing and a miss. Got him on a breaking ball, 1-2. That completely fooled Nico. Kind of dropped at the last minute. 1-2. Here it is. Low, 2-2. John Reed with 3 strikeouts already. Here's his 2-2. Fly ball to right. Newell back a few steps, makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for John Reed. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We're through 1.5. No score. Miners coming up in the bottom of the second on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. 1-2-3 inning for John Reed. Miners try to get him some run support. No score as we start the bottom of the second. Boston Pollock with Emma Tiedemann to my right, as always when we're home and on the road.
Yep. Keep it pretty consistent.
Oh, yeah. Josh Meyer, Nick Senzel, Johnny Loker against Chandler Blanchard, who had a 1-2-3 inning in the first. Struck out Cameron Frost and then 2 groundouts. One for Panichon, one for Newell. Meyer checks in 237, a home run, 3 RBIs. First pitch, a breaking ball on the inside part of the plate for strike 1. Meyer 1 for 4 with a double and an RBI yesterday against the Pilots. 0-1. Ripped into left, down for a base hit. Leadoff runner on for the Miners in the bottom of the second. Nick Senzel making his way to the plate.
And now up for the Matsu Miners, number 13.
Josh Meyer has just been very strong in the past few games, and it's good to see, he's able to get on base, hitting on a home run, a double and a triple. Very strong player from the last week.
Senzel checks in 227, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. First pitch is high ball 1. This is the 6th meeting of the summer between these two teams. Miners are 3-2. 1-0 pitch. Upstairs 2-0. Ben Taylor said this morning that he was okay with the loss yesterday because it's very hard to beat this team 4 times in a row as Senzel swings and misses for strike 1. It's hard to beat this team 4 times in a row and on their home turf, literally.
And the Miners, for some reason, have just been struggling at Mulcahy Field in general. They've only won one game there.
2-1 in the dirt, stopped by Nolan, 3-1. So this starts, actually he said to me, he goes, they kind of just take it like 5-game series when you play those teams in your division. Quick throw to first. Meyer is back. 3-1 on Senzel. So I guess tonight starts a new set of 5, a new 5-game series, if you could say. Another quick throw over. Meyer's back. These two teams play again tomorrow.
Back at Mulcahy.
Back at Mulcahy. So this is a 4-game series. Not technically a series, but in a way it is. Quick throw over, the tag, save. That was close. Johnny Loker on deck. I'm sort of watching him right now he's standing still, but before he was just walking and walking and walking. I think he's excited for that at bat. 3-1, just on the inside part of the plate. Strike 2, full count on Senzel, 3-2.
Yeah, I think Loker's just been itching to get back, and every time he leaves the cage in BP, he just has a smile on his face and just wants to crush those balls.
3-2. Breaking ball, ground ball to left side shortstop. Protasio goes second for 1. On to first. Double play. 6-4-3 turned by the Pilots and quickly 2 down. Close play at first. Senzel running hard down that first base line. Brings up Johnny Loker.
Johnny Loker.
And I'm not going to say I'm wrong, but I'm not going to say I'm right. And I think the last time that Johnny Loker faced the Pilots at Herman Brothers was when he hit that walk-off. Into left center, that's down for a base hit. Johnny Loker checked in at 9 for 17. He's 10 for 18. Continues to hit the Pilots well.
Left fielder number 25, Brandon Smith.
Yeah, the last time Loker batted against the Pilots was on the 14th when he hit that walk-off. So you were right.
Loker on first. Brandon Smith at the plate, 234, no home runs, 8 RBIs. Pitch way outside and low, 1-0. Johnny sort of just poked the bat out and went over the the shortstop Protasio's head. Breaking ball in there for a strike, 1-1 on Smith.
Now you're ready, Brandon.
Brandon 3 for 17 against the Pilots. 1-1. Pitch Slider in there for a strike, 1-2.
Oh.
2 away. No score in the bottom of the second. Reminder, this is a 7-inning game. Runner first is off. Smith, ground ball on the left side, cut off by the third baseman. Veers throws to first to retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. We're through 2. No score on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Top of the third here at Herman Brothers. Things still scoreless through 2. John Reed still on the mound for the Miners. And first pitch to Alex Maloney, the second baseman, swung on for strike 1. John Reed, so far no runs, no hits, has struck out 3 and walked 1. Looking very strong here at his first start with the Miners, and throws another strike. And that is now 0-2 count to Maloney. 0-2 pitch, high and outside for ball 1. Maloney hitting .205 with 2 doubles. It's a freshman at Ball State University from Muncie, Indiana. 1-2 pitch, high for ball 2. Cameron Frost in center field, a little to our right with a gap in left center field. Newell playing maybe a step in right field. 2-2 pitch, breaking ball, little inside for ball 3. Now full count for John Reed.
That crossed the plate a little high.
Jonathan.
Full count pitch, swung on, ground ball to Panachone, the shortstop, makes a throw to first, just in time. That was a little close there, and makes the first out of the inning. The 6-3 put out brings up Riley Adams. Adams, the designated hitter tonight for the Pilots. Adams hitting .222 with 1 RBI, right-handed batter. Reed sets. Here's the pitch. Big swing for strike 1 by Adams.
Adams was 2 for 4 against the Miners on June 19th. Scored a run, had an RBI.
Adams goes to University of San Diego, a freshman there. Also from the San Diego area. 0-1 pitch, little inside for ball 1.
Is that UCSD or San Diego?
University of San Diego.
College teammate of Sevi Romo.
I thought he goes to San Diego State.
Nope.
Inside ball 2. Oh, yeah.
It's hard because there's a San Diego State, a San Diego, and a UCSD. It's very hard.
2-1 pitch. In there for strike 2. There's a lot of those colleges in California. There's
Yeah.
multiple kind of associations in the same city.
It's that University of California system of UCLA, UC Santa Barbara, everything.
2-2 pitch. Swung on for strike 3, and that is the 4th strikeout of the night for Jonathan Reed. What a game Reed is having so far, and brings us back to the top of the order with Justin Protasio, as Jordan Rogers, the third baseman, comes over to kind of give him a high five with his glove. Protasio lined out to short in the first inning. Lefty versus lefty between Reed and Protasio. Here's the first pitch. High for ball 1. Protasio checks in at 5'5" and 170 pounds.
A little guy.
Junior at Kansas, a Jayhawk. 1-0 pitch, way outside and low for ball 2. Protasio at shortstop tonight. 2-0 pitch. A little low for ball 3. Now Reed down in the count. 3 balls, no strikes. Protasio from Pearl City, Hawaii. 3-0 pitch. And there for a strike. And I'm really liking how John Reed is, he has 3 balls against him, but can still throw a strike, and it doesn't seem to bother him. 3-1 pitch. Little low for ball 4, and that's the second walk of the night for Reed. And only the second base runner for the Pilots. And that brings up J.J. Wagner, the left fielder. 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first inning. Leading run now at first base and Justin Protasio. First pitch. High ball 1. Protasio with quite a little lead off of first.
He's quick on the base paths. Had a stolen base yesterday. 2, actually.
Throw back to first. Safe.
Eight stolen bases.
Reed sets. 1-0 pitch to Wagner. High and outside, ball 2. Wagner is a sophomore at the University of the Pacific, a teammate of the Miners closer, Vince Robio. Robio, very strong closer. Very, very reliable in that role as Wagner swings and misses for strike 1. Already 2 away here at the top of the 3rd. Maloney grounded out to short. Adams struck out, and Protasio reads first on the walk. 2-1 pitch. Low and in the dirt, ball 3. Wagner steps back into the batting box.
Jonathan.
55 pitches for Reed.
3-1 pitch. Runner goes, and it is ball 4. We're now 2 walks in a row by Reed. And the leading run in scoring position at second base, and Protasio, Wagner at first, and center fielder Chester Pack at the plate. Pack, not really the player you want in this type of situation as pitching coach Brad Baker. Just make his way out to the mound to talk with his pitcher, John Reed. Pack hitting .403 with 10 RBIs, 5 doubles, and 4 triples. And Josh Meyer, the catcher, will head out there also, along with Paul Panachone, the shortstop.
Hey, baseball fans, our city, the city of Palmer's.
So J.J. Wagner at first base, Justin Protasio at second. Both were walked. Alex Maloney started things off with a ground out, and Riley Adams was struck out. Reed has walked 3 and struck out 4. Has only had 3 base runners, given up no runs, no hits yet. Pack, a junior at Cal State Northridge, teammate of Nick Blazer on the Miners. First pitch to Pack. In there for a strike. And there's a force out at any base if Pack hits it. So that's on the Miners side. There are 2 away here in the top of the third. Tied up at 0. Reed sets. Here's the pitch. Inside for ball 1.
Birdie pitch.
Smith playing a little bit deep in left field. Newell is in his usual spot, and Frost a little bit to our right. 1-1 pitch, and there for strike 2. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 away here at the top of the third, and John Reed has a chance to get out of a little bit of a sticky situation here with 2 base runners on.
Jonathan.
Quick check at second. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, high fly ball, but that'll go foul down the first base side. Pat got a piece of it, and the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Napa night at the park in game 2. Hope to
It's
hear.
exciting.
Yeah, hope to hear from a Napa representative.
Reed sets. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Pack. High ball 2. 5 pitch at bat so far. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on and 2 out.
Jonathan.
Here's the pitch. Swung on, high fly ball into center field. Frost takes a couple steps to his right and makes the catch for out number 3. And the Miners are able to get out of a little bit of a sticky situation. As we head to the bottom of the third, it's no runs, no hits, no errors, and 2 left on. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Chandler Blanchard out for his 3rd inning of work here at the bottom of the 3rd inning. Still scoreless through 2.5 here. And starting things off for the Miners, in the bottom of this 3rd inning is Jordan Rogers at third base. First pitch shows bunt, fouls it back instead for strike 1. Rogers from the University of Tennessee, along with Kyle Serrano and Nick Senzel. 0-1 pitch by Blanchard. Check swing. That'll be ball 1. Rogers hitting .231 with 9 RBIs and 4 doubles. 1-1 pitch. Foul back again. Count now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Miners not scored a run yet, but they did have 2 hits in the 2nd inning. Meyer had a single and Loker had a single. It's in there for ball 2. Senzel grounded out to a 6-4-3 double play, and Smith grounded out 5-3. 2-2 pitch. Low in the dirt for ball 3. Now full count for Jordan Rogers.
Rogers 0 for 4 yesterday against the Pilots. That snapped a 4-game hitting streak.
3-2 pitch. Breaking ball, and Jordan Rogers is caught swinging for strike number 3, and that's the first out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and that's the 2nd strikeout of the night so far for Chandler Blanchard, the pitcher. Brings up Hunter Simmons, the first baseman. Simmons steps into the box. Pitch, a little bit low for ball one. Simmons checks in at 231, 4 RBIs, 1 double. 1-0 pitch, swung on ground ball to the second baseman Maloney, scoops it up, makes it throw to first, and that is 2 away. Here in the bottom of the third with a 4-3 putout. Brings up the leadoff hitter for the Miners, Cameron Frost. Frost in his usual position in center field. Frost has been swinging at a lot of the first pitches lately, and we talked to head coach Ben Taylor when I asked him about that in our post-game show. First pitch to Frost, doesn't swing at it, but it is a strike.
You know, some guys sort of just go about this. Some guys are firm on that, take the first pitch.
0-1 pitch, and Frost swings at that one and misses for strike 2.
Other guys are, hey, when I see the pitch I like, I'm going to swing.
0-2 pitch. Another big swing, and it's a 3-pitch strikeout to end the inning, and the third strikeout of the night for Chandler Blanchard. So we head to the top of the fourth, finish the third with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Still scoreless through 3 as you're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Back here at Herman Brothers, I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock. Through 3 innings, the Miners and the Pilots still scoreless. And Jonathan Reed doing a great job on the mound for the Miners. Has struck out 4 and walked 3. At the plate, Kevin Veers, the third baseman for the Pilots. First pitch a little low in the dirt for ball 1. Veers 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first. Lefty versus lefty, 1-0 pitch. In there, just catch that outside corner for strike 1. Veers hitting .212, has 2 home runs, 12 RBIs, and 5 doubles. 1-1 pitch, high and away, ball 2 for the 2-1 count. Two-one pitch by Reed. Swung on, foul down the first base side. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes here in the top of the fourth.
Pretty solid crowd here.
Yeah, it was kind of rainy at the start of the game, and looks like people are still filing in. 2-2 pitch. Big swing for strike 3. Pretty good way to start off the 4th inning here, and that's the 5th strikeout for Jonathan Reed. Brings up first baseman Trevor Podratz. 0 for 1 with a flyout to right field, Cam Newell. Yeah, you can see all the feet walking into the outfield under the signs.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, our host family is running the gate today. First pitch outside for ball 1 to Podratz. Here's a pitch from Reed to Podratz. High ball 2. Podrat's now up in the count. 2 balls, no strikes, and 1 away here in the top of the 4th. Two-0 pitch. That's in there for strike 1. Podrat's 279, 5 RBIs, 2 doubles. But as we said earlier, in the past couple of games, we noticed Podrat's has not been able to hit any of the minors' pitchers. 2-1 pitch. Big swing by Podrat's. Foul tip in the glove of Meyer for strike 2.
He started last night's game hitting 298. Dipped down to the 270s at the start of this one.
And that's a big swing for the 6th strikeout of the night for John Reed. And I don't think you could really ask for a better start so far from Reed.
No, I went into the clubhouse before the game and looked at the calendar where Ben Taylor writes down the starters for every game, and I see John Reed's name. I'm kind of like, huh, this is interesting. Wasn't expecting it, but hey, great start for the young kid.
High breaking ball to Nate Nolan, the catcher. And I think Reed is kind of laughing and smiling at that one. He takes a deep breath for the 1-0 pitch. Low in the dirt for ball 2. Yeah, I was under the impression that Reed came in as a reliever for the Miners, but am pretty happy with what I'm seeing so far here. 2-0 pitch. Little high, ball 3.
You know, we've seen this a lot. We've seen a lot of players who are planned to be relievers kind of get that spot start. John Boyer, Josh Morris, John Reed, Hayden Howard.
3-0 pitch. In there for strike 1. And another thing I'm noticing is John Reed able to come back being down, 3 balls, no strikes, and still throw that strike. A lot of pitchers seem to have a problem with that. 3-1 pitch. In there for strike 2, and now you have a full count against Nate Nolan, already striking out 2 batters before him, Kevin Veers and Trevor Podrat's.
Whenever a pitcher has a good performance.
3-2 pitch. Big swing for strike 3, and John Reed has struck out the side in the top of the 4th inning. So we head to the bottom of the 4th. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on. Still scoreless through 4.5. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Back at Herman Brothers, still scoreless here at the bottom of the 4th. At the plate for the Miners, Paul Panachone, the shortstop. 0 for 1 with a ground out in the 1st. Blanchard still on the mound. First pitch swung on, and it's a line drive into left field for a leadoff single for Panachone. That's a great way for the Miners to kind of get things going here in the bottom of the 4th. No runs have scored yet for either team. And that brings up right fielder Cam Newell. Newell 0 for 1 with a ground out also. Newell grounded out to the second baseman Maloney in the 1st.
For the Matsu Miners, right fielder number 14.
I'm not going to lie. I thought Protasio caught that.
I thought it was close, but we mentioned Portacio was 5'5".
Yeah.
He's not a big guy, and at that shortstop position, Newell shows bunt. Instead, it's inside in the dirt for ball one. And if he wasn't 5'5", if he was 5'7", he would have caught it. But I think height was on Panachone's side at least.
That means I could have caught that. I'm 5'7".
Hey, you could have caught that, yeah.
Probably not.
Throw with the first. Panachone is safe. Newell hitting .423 with 4 home runs, 20 RBIs, and 3 doubles.
Now back to something that I was talking about at the end of last inning. Whenever a pitcher's pitching a good game, hats off to the catcher.
Shows bunt, high outside for ball 2.
Because that means the catcher's calling a good game. And here's a little fun fact. The Miners are 6-2 when Josh Meyer is catching.
Yeah.
2-0 pitch. Shows bunt again, bunts it down the third base side. Picked up by the catcher Nolan, throw to first. And Newell is safe at first. Panachone moves to second. And now we have 2 base runners on for the Miners with Josh Meyer, the Miner, the catcher, up at the plate now.
You know, I don't even think Newell was going for a bunt base hit there. I could be wrong, but I think he was just trying to move that runner, Panachone, into scoring position because Paul's got speed. And in a game where you're tied no score and John Reed pitching a fantastic game, you want to get him some run support, and you want to start it now. It's only a 7-inning game.
Oh, definitely, and especially Panachone, and I think you're right. I think that was supposed to be a sacrifice bunt, but lucky for the Miners, it wasn't. It's a breaking ball a little inside by Blanchard for ball 1, and that was a beautiful breaking ball.
Yeah.
Just inside.
Just sort of kissed that inside corner.
Blanchard checks Panachone at second. 1-0 pitch, little low for ball 2. And that's right. The doubleheaders today only through 7 innings. So the Miners definitely need to get on the board earlier rather than later. Different kind of mindset going into these later innings. Ground ball up into center field. Portacio tries to field it. Falls out of his glove, but makes the toss to Maloney. And now the bases are loaded because Portacio was late getting the ball to Maloney. And Newell was able to get into second. And now Meyer loads the bases, and that is 3 singles in a row. Actually, that's going to be an E6. And that brings up Nick Senzel. 0 for 1 with a 6-4-3 double play. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th. Here's the pitch. High and inside for ball 1 against Senzel. Righty versus righty between Senzel and Blanchard. Blanchard has given up 2 hits so far, struck out 3 with no walks. 1-0 pitch. Little bit low for ball 2. Blanchard sets for the 2-0 pitch. Here it comes. Swung on, ground ball on third base side, foul. Senzel hitting .227 with 3 home runs, 12 RBIs, 4 doubles, and 1 triple. Playing at second base tonight. Senzel from the University of Tennessee. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, foul again. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Panachone at third, Newell at second, Meyer on first. Senzel at the plate with a 2-2 count, and nobody out here. 2-2 pitch. Low and away, ball 3. Now full count for Senzel. You got to be kind of wondering if Senzel's looking for the walk or the hit.
This is a big, big pitch for Senzel. Still nobody out, though.
Blanchard sets. 3-2 pitch. Swung on ground ball to the third baseman Veers. Makes a throw home for 1 out. Throw to first for the second. And Senzel is safe. So the base is still loaded, but Panachone out with the fielder's choice. So Newell able to advance to third. Meyer to second. Senzel at first. And that brings up Johnny Loker, who has been in this situation before with the Pilots. He had a little more pressure on him the last at bat, the Pilots in the last game.
I'd say
Stepped
so.
up and hit a walk-off grand slam to beat the Pilots, bottom of the 9th inning. Now the base is still loaded for Loker. High fly ball down the third base side, and that just goes foul. I thought, I couldn't believe it.
Did you see how quickly I jumped up?
Oh my gosh, if that happened again. Woo, alrighty. So now 0-1 count to Johnny Loker out of Stanford. Blanchard sets. 0-1 pitch. Big swing for strike 2. Loker now down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th. Outfield not really playing deep. Right fielder Signs playing a little deep, or a little shallow. Pitch, high fly ball into right field. Signs charging. And actually it's going to be in foul territory, and it's caught by first baseman Trevor Podratz for the second out of the game. Excuse me, of the inning, bottom of the 4th. Brings up Brandon Smith, the left fielder.
Left fielder number 25, Brandon Smith.
Bases still loaded, bottom of the 4th. Scoreless between the Pilots and the Miners. Miner steps into the box. Blanchard gets the pitch from Nolan. First pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Nolan, the catcher, keeping an eye on Newell, who's at third base. Had a little bit of a lead on that last pitch. 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball in there for strike 1.
Yesterday we talked about how the outfield for the Pilots was sort of not. I didn't really agree with how they were playing some of the minor hitters. Here it looks like more straightaway, not trying to shade left, not trying to shade right.
1-0 pitch, lifted into shallow center field, charging his pack, and makes the catch for the third out. And what started as a very strong hitting inning for the Miners, they weren't able to score any runs, so no runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 3 left on base. As we head to the top of the 5th, we are still scoreless through 4. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Nico Signs starts the top of the 5th. 5th inning for John Reed. First pitch is a little low, ball 1. Reed has been stellar through 4. 1-0. Foul right back. 1-1.
Talking about stellar, he struck out the side in the 4th inning. Has 7 strikeouts.
Reed sets, kicks, the 1-1. In there, a called strike, 1-2.
But he had retired, and they bought
1-2 on Nico Signs. Here's pitch from Reed. Grounder to the right side, and off the glove of Senzel into right. That's a base hit. First hit for the Pilots. And John Reed, no hits through 4.
And now up for the Pilots, second baseman number 6.
Now bring up Alex Maloney. Single for Nico Signs. And went off the first pitch, swing and a miss. 1-1 on Maloney. Grounded out to short in the third. And feel that double play depth. Nobody out, no score in the top of the 5th. Reed checks on Nico at first. He's back.
Yeah, he did some contract work.
But there might be a change on the scoring on what was ruled a error against Justin Protasio in the bottom of the 4th. Pitch popped up. Meyer takes off the mask, looks back. It's out of play. Pretty good crowd here for the doubleheader. A National League battle between the Miners and the Pilots. Looks pretty good on the first base side. Pretty good on the third base side, too. 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Foul back right above us. And if that foul ball did damage to your car, visit our friends at Napa Auto Parts, locally owned and operated. Locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. 0-2 on Maloney. Here's the pitch. Very high. Goes to the backstop. Runner at first. Nico Signs to second with a wide turn at second. It's about halfway between the second base and third base bag. He stays at second. Wild pitch charge to John Reed. A 1-2 count on Alex Maloney. Riley Adams on deck, and the go-ahead run for the Pilots is in scoring position at second base.
Anyway, I don't have to worry about it because I'm covered, you know. And that
Sun peeking through the clouds here at Herman Brothers. Looks like there might be some action in that Miners bullpen. Ryan Oglesby getting warm. Reed sets. 1-2. Foul back right above us. Still 1-2. Reminder, this is a 7-inning game. Game 1 of a doubleheader. These two teams go at it about 35 to 40 at the completion of this one. But there's no score right now.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. Except John Reed has pitched a great game, so it's not very surprising for the Pilots that it's scoreless.
1-2. Called strike 3. Maloney can't believe it. That's strikeout number 8 for John Reed. 1 away. Reed's had the strikeout pitch working for him all night.
Oh, definitely.
Here's Riley Adams, 0 for 1. Struck out in the third. Frost is about a step or two toward right center. Reed sets, looks at second, delivers home. Just outside, 1-0. Pretty good attendance for the last doubleheader. That was Sunday. 1,072, 989 in game 2. Excuse me, 1,072 in game 1. 1-0, high, 2-0.
Those are season highs so far for attendance at Herman Brothers. And it was just a beautiful day for baseball. It's about 60 degrees, sunny, not windy.
See, I like this better because it's overcast.
Yeah, this is okay.
This is all right. I'm not seeing my reflection in the window, so that's a good thing. For everybody. 2-0. Swing and a miss. 2-1. Riley Adams. 2 for 9 this summer. No home runs and RBI. Now 2 for 10. The strikeout in the third. Reed looks at second. Here's his 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
You know, I really do kind of like the Pilots' batting helmets. They're that royal blue with, is it silver or white on the brim of it?
Well, don't tell me you're having problems with your color. Well, it's not as bad
silver
as
and
mine.
white, come on.
It's not as bad as mine.
I can't tell between silver and white from up here.
I think it's
They're kind of unique.
Reed sets, kicks, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back Ks for John Reed. That's number 9. 2 gone.
And up next for the Anchorage Glacier.
Back to the top of the order for Justin Protasio, the shortstop. 0 for 1. Lined out to short in the first, walked in the third, was stranded at second. Leading run at second base for the Pilots. Nico Sainz, he singled. First pitch to Protasio, called strike on the outside part of the plate, 0-1. Looks like more fans still filing in.
Yeah, I see a group of like 10 feet over in right field and then 2 over in left field coming in. It's awesome.
0-1. Called strike, 0-2. John Reed just a strike away from getting out of the jam. Big hole for Protasio between first and second. Not going to draw that one. 0-2. Slapped left side. Panachone takes it on a hop, throws to first, and he's safe. Oh, a close play. Protasio just beats it out, maybe by a step.
Yeah, if that. That was very close. Good hustle by Protasio to hustle down, and the ball kind of hopped a little awkwardly for Panachone. He had to kind of move his glove up and catch it, a little higher, I think.
Looks like Ben Taylor making his way to the mound. We haven't seen a signal to the bullpen. Oglesby was warming. He's actually walking toward the field. Haven't seen a call from Ben Taylor yet. I think he likes to talk to his pitchers before he actually takes them out of the game, if he does.
Yeah, we've seen a couple times that he just heads out there and whole infield talks and he stays on the mound.
Oglesby's kind of standing there like, am I coming in or what? The entire infield meeting at the mound with Ben Taylor. Home plate umpire going to go out there and see what's going on.
There are 2 outs for Wagner, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk.
Ben Taylor has signal for Ryan Oglesby. The night is done for John Reed. Oglesby coming in. We have everything you need to know on Ryan Oglesby when we come back on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
J.J. Wagner.
Night over for John Reed. He was absolutely stellar. But he leaves with 2 runners on, and the go-ahead run for the Pilots 90 feet away. New pitcher for the Miners is Ryan Oglesby from Slippery Rock. Faces Sean Wood, the pinch hitter. He sends one to the left side. Brandon Smith going over, and lands fair. 1 run in. Pertasio to second. It's an RBI double for Sean Wood.
Yeah, I found the voice thing. So. I can be careful with it. Yeah. You gotta read them before you. Yeah, you do.
Pilots take a 1-0 lead. And Chester Pack coming to the plate.
And now up next for the
Chester
Pilots,
Pack
number
is
11,
1 for
Chester
1.
Pack.
He flew out to center in the 3rd, walked in the 1st. That run is charged to John. Pitch fouled by the Miners clubhouse behind the dugout. 0-1 on Pack. Oglesby's pitch inside, dug up by Meyer. 1-1. Ryan Oglesby has been a very, very reliable arm in that bullpen for Ben Taylor. One. Lined up the middle, taken by Panachone. It short throws to first to retire the side. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on. Pilots lead the Miners 1-0 through 4.5 on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Chandler Blanchard working with the lead. His first pitch to Rogers is in the dirt. Ball 1. Jordan 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Pilots lead the Miners 1-0 here in game 1. Pitch is low, ball 2, 2-0. Bottom of the 5th. 2-0. Lands on the plate and bounces over by the Miners dugout. 3-0 on Rogers. The Miners have scored 3 runs in their last 2 games. Strike to Rogers, 3-1. In the dirt, ball 4. Leadoff walk for Rogers, 1 on. He's the tying run. And the go-ahead run, Hunter Simmons coming to the plate. Simmons is 0 for 1. He grounded out to second in the 3rd inning.
And now up the Matsu Miners first baseman, number 20, Hunter Simmons.
And with Rogers with that leadoff walk, Hunter Simmons is probably one of the most patient batters. Been walked the most. We'll see if Simmons takes advantage of Blanchard throwing a little bit more balls and strikes here in the bottom of the 5th.
First pitch is a called strike. One-0, line to short and caught by Pertasio. Quick throw to first, but Rogers is back. Simmons hit that ball very, very hard.
Yeah, I thought if it was just a little bit higher, it would have gone over the glove of Protasio.
Only 5'5".
Yeah, that's kind of what got him in Panachone's at-bat in the fourth.
Comes Cameron Frost. 1 hit in his last 13 at-bats. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
Go Cougs!
Pitch is outside ball 1. And I think if you're Ben Taylor, this is the man you want at the plate in a situation like this. And the man on deck, another man you want at the plate in a situation like this when you have your tying run on first. Frost takes ball 2 low, 2-0.
Yeah, with 1 away here, and you're back to the top of your order with Rogers on base. Frost, Panachone still up to bat.
Quick throw over. Rogers is back.
It's a nice kind of lineup here because all 3 of these players are very quick on the base pass, so even if they don't get the hit, they just get on base by the walk. I think you're pretty happy with that.
2-0. Inside and low, but it's a called strike, 2-1. Not sure I agree with that call.
Yeah, Rogers kind of jumped back because it looked very inside.
2-1. Another throw over, but Rogers is back. 7-17 here in Alaska.
Okay, move around.
Frost is a 2-1 count. Swing and it's like it fouled off the catcher. 2-2. Catcher Nate Nolan. Appears to be all good. Outfield straight away for Frost.
Frost has a very powerful batter. Already has 2 home runs on the season, but can also hit the gap to gap. So the Pilots more straightaway outfield, not knowing what Frost is going to hit.
2-2 to number 22. Check swing fouled over by the Miners dugout.
Saw what you did there.
Oh, yeah. Remember, this is a 7-inning game. There is no post-game show for Game 1. Can still vote for a play. We'll reveal that in the post-game show at the end of Game 2. Breaking ball in the dirt, full count.
Come on, Cameron.
Tweet at us at ABL Miners. Send us an email.
Yeah, we haven't received any emails yet.
No.
Or comments.
No, we have not. A little unusual, I think.
Yeah.
3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Third strikeout of the night for Cameron Frost. 2 away. Fourth strikeout for Chandler Blanchard.
And now up by the Miners, the shortstop number 3, Paul Panachone.
Frost has 3 of the 4. Here's Paul Panachone, 1 for 2. Ground out and a single. First pitch, breaking ball a little high, 1-0. Cam Newell on deck. You know, it's just these 1, 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Miners. They're just so dangerous. It's really the whole lineup.
Yeah, that's what we were kind of talking about with the lineups, and I'm never really that surprised whenever we receive the lineups because they're all great batters.
1-0, breaking ball low, 2-0.
You really can't go wrong if you're head coach Ben Taylor, putting together this lineup. You just have to pick where each player goes, and that's about it.
2-0, slap to third, picked by Veers, goes to second, and gets the force there. So the Miners can't put a run on the board. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on. We're through 5. We head to the 6th. Pilots lead 1-0 on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
top of the 6th inning, and the Pilots lead 1-0 over the Miners. Big swing to start things off by Kevin Veers. Ryan Oglesby still on the mound for the Miners. 0-1 pitch. Veers fouls it back. Now 0-2. Veers 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Was the second and the 5th strikeout for John Reed, who finished the night with 9 total strikeouts. 0-2 pitch by Oglesby. Another foul.
Oglesby gave up a double to Sean Wood in the 5th. 5th hit he's given up the season.
0-2 and it's fouled back.
That was in 6 innings. Pitched yesterday against the Pilots, 2/3 of an inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, 1 strikeout.
Little outside for ball 1.
I almost said error again.
Oglesby finished the game for the Miners yesterday against the Pilots. 1-2 pitch to Veers, high and inside for ball 2. Veers hitting .212 with 2 home runs, 12 RBIs, and 5 doubles. 2-2 pitch. Big swing for strike 3. And that is the first strikeout of the night for Ryan Oglesby and the first out of the inning for the Miners. Brings up Trevor Podratz, 0 for 2 on the night with a flyout in the 2nd, a strikeout in the 4th. Podratz, the first baseman tonight.
This has been a night of strikeouts. That was the 3rd strikeout for Kevin Veers.
All right.
Every batter except for 2. Hold on. 3. So 6 batters on the Pilots lineup have been struck out, 6 out of the 9. 0-1 pitch, low and away, ball 1. Not to mention, Veers has been struck out 3 times, Nolan twice, Adams twice. 1-1 pitch, swung on, foul back. Might have hit our microphone. 1-2 count now. So yeah, I think the night of strikeouts. This is a game of strikeouts. I think that's a good way to put it. Kind of on both sides of the board. Well, kind of. There's 4 for Blanchard. 1-2 pitch to Podratz, high for ball 2.
Is the mic? Where is it? I know it's
right down there.
But is it? Oh, you mean it hit the fence and the fence hit the mic?
Maybe.
Okay.
All right.
I didn't hear anything.
2-2 pitch. Foul down the first base side.
Line is final on John Reed. 4 2/3, 2 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, 9 strikeouts.
Podratz steps back into the batter's box. Oglesby sets. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, ground ball to Jordan Rogers, third baseman. Dives for it, makes the throw to first. And it's the 5-3 putout. Great play by the third baseman, Rogers. He kind of stumbled on the ball and was able to field that ground ball and still make the play in time at first to throw Trevor Podratz out. So now that is 2 up and 2 down so far in the top of the 6th with a strikeout by Kevin Veers and a ground out by Podratz. Brings up Nate Nolan. 2 strikeouts. First pitch in there for a strike by Oglesby. And this has been a very clean game for the Miners. No errors. 0-1 pitch. Outside, ball 1. No errors. All these balls have been fielded very cleanly. It's kind of refreshing to see that after kind of a rough couple of games. Swung on, and it's a ball that gets behind Meyer. Pass ball. But nobody on. Now 2 balls and 1 strike against Nolan. Now if Oglesby get the run support, 2-1 pitch inside for ball 3. Oglesby could get the run support. I think that the Miners could really have a go at it, but they're just having a really tough time hitting Blanchard.
Hats off to him.
Yeah, definitely. 3-1 pitch, swung on, foul back, now full count to Nolan.
The ball is actually stuck in the fence. My chance of foul ball? Probably not.
I don't know if you could reach it. Maybe. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Big swing for strike 3. That's 3 up, 3 down with 2 strikeouts to end the 6th. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Pilots still lead the Miners 1-0. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Bottom of the 6th at Herman Brothers. I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock. Miners still trail the Pilots 1-0. And we will see Cam Newell, Josh Meyer, and Nick Senzel here in the bottom of the 6th. All 3 batters had a single in the 4th. First pitch to Newell swung on. Ground ball to the first baseman. Podratz waves off Blanchard. And that is 1 away off of the first pitch here in the bottom of the 6th by the Pilots. Brings up Josh Meyer, the Miner.
So now up for the Matsu Miners,
1 for 1.
Number 24, Josh Meyer.
Excuse me, he's 1 for 2. Had a single in the 2nd. And then in the 4th had a fielder's choice and was left on base. First pitch to Meyer, swung on. Ground ball into center field, and that's a base hit for the catcher.
Meyer the Miner.
Meyer the Miner. Doing a great job of getting on base, has reached base in all 3 at bats. And now the tying run is at first. Brings up Nick Senzel, second baseman.
Looks like we're going to have a pinch runner.
It's like Dane Wunderlich.
I knew someone was coming. I heard Ben Taylor at third base yell Wunderlich.
So Dane Wunderlich at first. And Nick Senzel at the plate. Tying run at first, leading run at the plate. Blanchard, the pitcher, sets. Pitch, high fly ball in the infield. Blanchard backs away, and the third baseman Veers comes in for it. And that is out number 2 here in the bottom of the 6th. So 2 away now for Johnny Loker. Loker doing the designated hitting tonight. 1 for 2 with a single in the 2nd and a fly out in the 4th.
Matsu Miners, the designated hitter number 12, Johnny Loker.
Loker steps up to the plate. Wunderlich with a lead off of first. Here's the pitch. Outside and low for ball 1. Loker comes in hitting .529. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, and 2 doubles. Blanchard sets. 1-0 pitch. Big swing for strike 1 by Loker.
He was aiming for that left center field gap. He loves it.
That's how he reached base in the 2nd inning. One pitch. Instead, Blanchard throws back to first to check on Wunderlich. Loker steps back into the batter's box. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 2 away here. Here's the pitch. Swung on, high fly ball into center field. Going back for it is Pack. Pack makes the catch, and that is the 3rd out. We head to the top of the 7th. Miners still not able to put a run on the board. Top of the 7th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. We're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Signs against Ryan Oglesby as we start the top of the 7th. Pilots lead the Miners 1-0. This is a 7-inning game.
All right.
Nico 1 for 2. First pitch from Oglesby is low ball 1. Dane Wunderlich pinch ran for Josh Meyer. Now Mitchell now takes over behind the plate. 1-0 from Oglesby. Way outside, 2-0. Got to vote for our player of the game, although could always be a rally in the valley in the bottom of the 7th. 2-0. A weak swing from Nico, 2-1.
I have my idea for a player of the game.
I think I do too. We want to hear yours. Tweet at us at ABL Miners. Send us an email or comment below.
All right.
2-1. Chopped off his foot. 2-2. It's got to hurt.
Oh, definitely. It's got to sing for a little while. You got to walk that off.
2-2. Pilots lead 1-0. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. For Anchorage, no runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Miners. Chandler Blanchard's been just stellar in 6 innings. 2-2. Did the right foul out of play. Still 2-2. In the 7th for the Miners, Brandon Smith, Jordan Rogers, Hunter Simmons. 2-2. Here's the pitch to Nico. Chopper to third. Rogers picks in a backhand, and it's foul.
Signs has scored the only run of the game. Scored that in the 5th off of a single. That was when John Reed was on the mound for the Miners.
It's a candidate for that player of the game.
I'd say so. Also, Josh Meyer, reaching base 3 times, really kind of put the Miners in scoring position, but the following batters just haven't been able to score any runs.
2-2. In the dirt. Stopped by Mitchell now, 3-2. Outfield straight away.
Signs has worked this into a 7-pitch at-bat.
Haven't seen a lot of shifting from the defense at all tonight. At least in the first game. 3-2. Lined and caught. At shortstop by Paul Panaccione. 1 away. Rogers just came in again from third.
And now up for the Anchorage Glacier Pilot, second baseman number 6.
Here's Alex Maloney, the second baseman, 0 for 2. A ground out to short. Struck out in the 5th. 1 away.
All right.
Pitch from Oglesby. First pitch swing. Chopper back to the mound. Oglesby has it. Throws to first, 2 away. It's like you kind of jumped a little bit.
I was a little nervous there, but
Yeah.
the ball went straight back to Oglesby.
Yeah, I think what happened was he tried to barehand it. It wasn't hit very hard. Tried to barehand it. Couldn't pick it up the first time. Picked it up again. Made the out. Got a pinch hitter now for Riley Adams. It is Clayton Taylor.
Taylor from the University of Nebraska, Omaha.
Pitch is a little outside.
All right.
Clayton Taylor up there.
Ball one.
Well, yeah, but
Called strike, 1-1.
sometimes he has to kind of split between the two. He actually comes to Palmer more. And that
1-1, 2 outs on Taylor. Chopper foul over by the Miners dugout. Taylor played yesterday against the Miners. 1 for 3. 1-2 fell off behind the Pilots dugout. Riley Adams was 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts, the 4th and the 9th for John Reed.
It's not really.
Credit to Oglesby, he's been great in relief.
No, it's just spread out.
Very reliable arm for Ben Taylor. 1-2. Slap foul, same spot, still 1-2. Sun peeking out here in Palmer.
Yes.
1-2. Here's the pitch. Low, 2-2. 2 outs. 2-2 count on Taylor. Popped up in shallow left center. Paul Panachone makes a few steps, almost lost it, but makes the catch. A 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Oglesby. Time to rally in the valley. Pilots lead the Miners 1-0. We head to the bottom of the 7th on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Rally in the valley. Miners trail the Pilots 1-0 as we start the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher for the Pilots, it's Justin Dellinger. He faces Brandon Smith. The first pitch is inside, ball one. Dellinger from Texas State, 1-1 with a 4.05 ERA. This is his 7th appearance.
Yeah.
1-0, low ball 2. He has 2 saves. Got the save in yesterday's game against the Miners. 1 scoreless inning, gave up a hit, struck out 2. 2-0, called strike, 2-1. Dellinger has 10 strikeouts in 6 2/3. He's only given up 2 hits, both against the Miners. One on June 14th, the other last night. 2-1 pitch. Chopper to third, foul over by Ben Taylor. 2-2. Jordan Rogers on deck. Saw Terrence Connolly with a bat, but don't know if we'll see him. Smith is 0 for 2. Dellinger sets, kicks the 2-2. Stays alive, fouls it off over by the on-deck circle for the Pilots. Still 2-2.
Base runners are key right now, bottom of the 7th. Here in the shorter games with 2 7-inning games here for the doubleheader. The Miners just need base runners.
2-2 on Smith. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. First strikeout for Justin Dellinger, 1 away. That'll bring up Jordan Rogers.
Third baseman, number 7, Jordan Rogers.
0 for 1, struck out in the 3rd.
Number 18, Justin Dellinger.
Walked in the 5th. Seems like whenever Rogers is hitless, that hit comes late in the game.
Definitely. You've seen him go 0 for 3, 0 for 2, and then hit in the last inning.
First pitch, called strike. 0-1.
Yeah. No,
there is no post-game show. Post-game show will come at the end of Game 2. Here from head coach Ben Taylor, and our player of the game for Game 2. We'll have a player for Game 1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Last chance to vote for that player of the game, although this one's not over yet. 0-2 on Rogers, time called. Shortstop Protasio is probably closer to the third base bag. 0-2. Outside. Just missed, 1-2.
These pitches by Dellinger are just right on the edge of that strike zone. They're so close, or just right on the corner. They're not really exactly right in the middle of the strike zone. They're right on the edges, which is getting Rogers, and that's what got Smith.
Here comes the 1-2. Line and off the glove of Protasio into left. Tying run aboard. Winning run coming to the plate. It's a pinch hitter for Hunter Simmons. It's Terrence Connolly. But Protasio went to his right and just reached, just stretched, just off the webbing of that glove. Simmons was 0 for 2. Connolly had 2 hits in yesterday's game. First pitch on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1.
Connolly now up for the Matsu Miners.
Conley hitting at .264.
Dellinger sets runner on first. It's Rogers. Here's the pitch. Outside, same spot. 0-2. Fans behind the plate don't like it. Both looked a little outside to me. The scoreboard actually, as it says 2-0. It's 0-2 though. 1 out, runner on first. Dellinger sets. Waits, time called. Cameron Frost on deck. He's 0 for 3. Struck out all 3 times. 0-2. Way outside. 1-2.
depending on where they get the money.
Rogers with quite the lead off of first. Nolan caught that pitch and then looked like he was thinking about throwing it down that first base side. Gonna keep an eye on Rogers from here on out.
2-1, one away. Here's the pitch. Grounded first base, side, foul. Just to the right of that line. Had that been fair, question is whether Podratz would have picked it or whether it would have gotten under his glove. I think Rogers would have ended up at third.
Yeah, easily. It would have rolled in to right field, right on that first base foul line.
2-2. Pitch. Outside, 3-2. Excuse me, 2-2.
So they're over in Primrose, which is in Silver.
That looked a lot like those first two strikes.
It did, and I think all the Miners fans kind of holding their breath to see what the umpire calls.
2-2. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Second strikeout for Dellinger. 2 away. And we got a pinch hitter for Cameron Frost. It's Nick Blazer.
And now up for the Matsu Miners, number 4, Nick Blazer.
Blazer. 303, no home runs, 5 RBIs, was 1 for 2. RBI double in yesterday's game. Pitch, swing and a miss on a breaking ball, 0-1. That tying run is on first base. Rogers, he singled. Blazer at the plate from Cal State Northridge. His college teammate, Chester Pack, is in center field for the Pilots. 0-1. Chopper to third, foul. 0-2. Miners down to their final strike. They've dropped 2 in a row. One on Sunday to the Oilers. And yesterday, 3-2 to these Pilots. Miners went into tonight's game with a 3-2 season lead on the Pilots. Here's the 0-2. Check swing. They say he went. And the ball game is over. The Miners are shut out by the Anchorage Pilots 1-0. And just couldn't get the offense going. They out-hit the Pilots 7-3, but just couldn't get the runs to cross home plate. So bad news for the Miners. They dropped game 1. Good news, they've got a chance to rebound in game 2 coming up in about 30 to 40 minutes. So we'll tally up votes for the player of the game. That'll be revealed at the end of game 2. Again, the Miners drop game 1 to the Pilots 1-0. Game 2 coming up, so don't go anywhere. We are going to start a new video feed. This one will close, so check back in about 25 minutes for the new one. And we'll have game 2 for you on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Napa Day at the Park coming up in the nightcap. Once again, the final score, the Pilots beat the Miners 1-0.